All right, folks, let's get a render going here. I just created a quick little rock, something for him to stand on, and I'm going to put him in a kind of a pose. I mean, I'm not going to get too crazy with this. I'm not going to you know make him action packed. He's kind of a stiff walking artillery piece. So I'm not going to go too nuts with this. As you can see, I added a couple little pieces. I added a little bit of all these little fins on the back just because I thought they looked kind of cool. I wanted to have a little more balance with the legs. The legs are a little small in comparison with the body. I kind of wanted it from the front. It looks fine. From the side, I thought it was a little thin, so I felt this would kind of give it a little bit of added bulk. And as you can see, I added little hoses to the head, we're in the concept model. So I just have a matte cap on him right now. I'm not going to worry too much about that yet. You see, also I have the tubes. I just made those a black rubber type material, but everything else is all one color for now. And all I really want to do is have him almost like he's almost reaching the top of this hill. So I'm just going to have basically him standing with a staggered kind of a contrapposto type of thing where one leg is coming forward, and that's really it. As you can see here in my subtool palette, I actually have a very small amount of things right here. I just have the lower arms, the arm cover, which is kind of more in almost of a piece with the torso, and the top, the upper legs and the lower legs. So basically, I can just kind of rotate them, as pieces, and probably get away with it. It shouldn't be a big deal. So I want to grab the right leg and rotate this forward here. Let me just see which one is which, because it's okay. So this is the right leg. That's good. I should have really have named these better, but there we go. Okay, so let's grab this guy right here, and what I'm going to do is just hide everything else except for the two parts of the leg, and I'm just going to go to my transpose master, C plug in transpose master. Let's choose T-pose mesh, and now it's going to go through everything and give me a single mesh that can be posed. But since this is the only thing that's visible, it will only pretty much allow me to work on this one piece, which is precisely what I want. So I'm going to go to my rotation tool and just go to rotate here like this and just rotate it up. Okay, as long as I'm in this angle, I should be okay. And now let's go back to transpose master. That's all I really want to do. Z plug in and go back to T-pose, back to subtools, and now it's going to go through everything and make that one change. So now if I bring everything back, that's all I have. I just have this leg coming forward, and now to have this leg coming back down, I don't need to go to subtool master because I can just go to the actual leg itself and rotate it. So once again, rotate tool, and let's just make sure we're rotating from the knee. That's a foot. Let's go maybe like from here and just click and drag down. Go to rotate, and I can just rotate this back a little bit, like this. Alright. And that's that might be all I need to do, really. What I'll do then is kind of move the rock to fit my guy. Now, if he's walking forward with this foot, then this arm is probably back a little bit, so I can get away with that as well. I'm just going to go to my right arm, which is right here, and let's rotate this back. So I go to my side view here and go to my rotate tool and go rotate from here. I'm going to, I think straight down should be fine. So I'm just going to go rotate this back a little bit. Now I might need to adjust the upper arm piece a little bit, but that's not a big deal. I can go to the right arm cover, and with pretty much the same rotation set, just move this back a touch. And I might need to do a little tweaking if it's penetrating the arm piece here. So I'll just slide it out. Okay, and then maybe I'll do the same. I'll do the opposite for the other arm here. Let's go to the left arm, forearm. Go to the side view. That's not what I want to do. Rotate tool, and rotate this arm up a touch. Maybe a little more than a touch. And then we'll do the same thing here for the right arm cover. No, left arm cover. I'm dumb. And I'll bring that forward. Right, and just, go over here and make sure that there's no penetration. You see here for this cover, might just need to give it a little bit of a tweak so that it's a little bit, a little bit better. All right. And I actually like the idea of this being a little bit off because he's moving his arm up. Okay, so he's kind of coming up the hill, and of course, the easiest way to make sure that works well is to move the hill to him because the rock is only one piece, and therefore I can just kind of make that work a little better here. And depending on how we're seeing this, it might not really matter a whole lot, but I'm just going to see if it helps to rotate this around. Let's see what I can do here to bring this more into line with his leg. So something like this, I think, might do the trick. Just have him kind of coming up this hill like this, and just give us one more rotation here. Oops. Actually, I like the way this looks like this. I actually prefer this to be kind of on this angle. So maybe let's do something like this. Oops, rotate, not move. And part of the problem might be that this rock is way in the background there. There we go. So that's pretty cool. It's like he's coming to the top of that rock. And let's just take a render here and see how this looks. Now, the texture on the rock I just put there really just for, for appearance. I don't know when the time comes if I'll leave it on there or not, but it doesn't look so bad. I might actually keep that rock on there, that texture I mean. And now that his foot is somewhat on the rock, let me just give this rock a little bit of a tweak so that, he's not completely buried in there. But some parts might want to come up a little bit so that he's a heavy person, so he's gonna make an impression on the rock a little bit. So maybe we'll just bring this up so that he's embedded a little bit, but not so much that we don't see the cool stuff. We put a lot of time and effort into the toe. If you recall, the feet were in the lower leg were pretty much probably half the training. I think about it. Not really. Maybe not half, but it felt like half, I think, for a little while. So I'm just gonna, just nudge the rock. We're not even gonna see this part necessarily, but we know it's there now, so I feel better about that. Okay. Okay, so we have him coming up the hill like this, and it's actually pretty cool. Just gonna grab this and just pull this out more, just to kind of give this rock a little more heft down here. Okay. And little things like this part here. This is just a texture. So maybe I do want to kind of dig in a little bit here. Actually, I have to have this on a Z add so it actually does something. I'm going to dig in a little bit there just to kind of make it actually, more in keeping with the idea of an indentation. And then just bring this out above it. Not a big deal. Okay. So in any case, we have he's set up on his rock. And I'm going to take a number of renders of this guy in terms of the pictures I want to do. I'm going to take renders of him with a certain color on him. Like I want to make this guy kind of a dark steel, like a blue-black steel, essentially. I think that's where I'm going with this. And I want to have the eye kind of be, kind of a glowing, like a whitish blue. But I also want him to kind of look like he's battle scarred. So what I want to do is I want to render out a number of different paths. I'm going to render out a path like this, where he's very shiny. A path where he's in his shiny metal, the steel blue thing. A pass where it's a dull metal, and a dirt pass, like a dark pass. So I can, and of course the standard occlusion and mask passes. But I want to do that and then bring it into Photoshop, and we can just layer those passes and use masks to kind of, like I'll put the chrome pass, for example, underneath, and just kind of scrape through and show some shiny parts here and there to kind of imply that there's been some scratches and so forth. So probably a lot better to show you than to do it. But the idea here is I'm going to go into my materials here, and I'm going to render out a couple of passes, color passes and material passes and so forth, making sure I keep my camera, of course, where it needs to be. And the getting into the BPR and all the different rendering things might be a little bit beyond the scope here, but so I'm just going to do the renders, and I will, though, we'll composite these together in Photoshop, and then actually maybe use a little After Effects too to give it some final pizzazz. So I just want to get this set up in this lesson, but in the next lesson we'll have the images already rendered out, and we'll start compositing them. I'll see you then.